Hi, I'm Blythe Stephens of A Blythe Coach, dance education and coaching to move through life with balance, grace, and power. And today I have another Luscious Life feature. We've been talking about habit building, planning, projects, and goals from the past year and planning for 2021. So today we're looking more at the big picture of what my vision and mission and goals for the coming year are, in the hopes that it will inspire you too to do some design and planning around that so you can achieve what you hope to in the coming year. I had meant to film this video previously, but have gotten a bit derailed this week. We've been celebrating my girlfriend's birthday, which is very exciting. But on the other hand, on the eve of her birthday, we did hear the terrible news of the passing of one of her best friends. So that's been hard. I'm reminded just how precious and fleeting life is, and to tell friends and family members and loved ones that I love them, and to cherish the moments that we do have together. Of course, I know this, but sometimes we have these reminders. And I know the holiday season is bittersweet for a lot of people. We have a lot of cherished traditions and memories, but also a lot of difficult memories to contend with. So if it's not just a cheery, happy time for you, I want you to know that I understand, I get it, and I hope that you keep pressing forward and at some point can return to what is important to you. So yeah, on the topic of contributing what we can and making the most of our time here on Earth, here's what I've been up to. I was really amused looking back through records of New Year's resolutions and goals and plans. In 2007, I had some goals which have only now been realized. So I wanted to share that. I don't always keep on the timeline I intended. There's no perfection to this system. I do try to be very intentional about planning what I want to create from who I am and what I feel I have to give to the world. And from there, I have to be patient and persist and let go and have faith that if it's meant to be at the correct divine timing, it will be. So in 2007, I intended that year or the next year at the latest to pursue a yoga teacher training program, which has finally happened now 13 years later. I did also want to do a certified life coach training program, which I did begin that year, and wanted to research that whole industry and continue to do meaningful work and participate in the fine and performing arts. And all of those things I did accomplish. But it's interesting to look at just how long some of these goals I'm accomplishing have been in the making, in the planning. In 2011, I was working in dance education. I wanted to be doing more dance training, having successfully recovered from a really horrible accident. I wanted to be doing more ballet, some belly dancing, choreography, which I did too, supporting my well being with Pilates and yoga and gyrokinesis. I was still working in the coaching field or already working in the coaching field at that point. And so I had some goals with clear and compassionate communication, health and wellness, and helping clients, and also some areas I was excited to be teaching in ballet technique, jazz and musical theater, choreography, and body conditioning. And starting in 2013, when I was in business for the arts, we did a 1, 5, and 10-year plan. So that's been something I've been revisiting periodically and updating as well, to keep in context the really long-term view. In 2016, I already was in my MFA program. And so my focus was on becoming and really standing in that place of being a leader in dance and education, including publishing, choreography, working as a lecturer, financial goals that were fed by those professional goals. Of course, that always goes hand in hand. Continuing with coaching goals and also personal relationship and family goals. My process looks a little bit like this. So I think about what my intention overall, that one word theme or stand, that place I'm going to come from in all of my projects and all of my goals that year. I've been doing that for the last 4 or 5 years now, I believe. My friend Liz started doing that, and I thought, that's really beautiful. Of course, I have lots of plans and ideas and things I want to do, but for it all to come back to one really simple thing where at the end of the year I can say, yes, I was that. I did that. I was that. I came back to that and tried to embody it everywhere in my life is really simple and elegant. So I definitely am carrying that forward. My stand for 2018, here's a little look back at an old plan of mine, was vision. Very interesting. Gaining perspective, trusting my perception and intuition shaped all of my projects that year. And also in all of my projects, I was coming from my purpose, which is joy, my essence, which is buoyant, creative, curious, love, and leader, my personal mission to uplift and catalyze others through dance and yoga education and coaching, and my vision to inspire and equip students and clients as citizens to live joyful, extraordinary lives. In 2019, as I showed you last week when we were talking about habits, my theme of the year was flow. And along with that, I had projects around yet another degree or certificate, my Hawaii State teacher credential, which I did obtain. Living with my long distance girlfriend, which I did do. I moved to Germany, and also working in education, which I've done continuously. And then there's also smaller pieces that are fun to include, such as seasonal traditions, projects. I like to add new hobbies and crafts, correspondence, communication, recipes and food that I want to try or like to bring back year after year, travels I'd like to do, and people I'd like to see, and of course, books I'd like to read in the last couple of years. Since I've been out of formal education again, more or less, I got my yoga certification, but I've been doing a lot of reading. Unassigned reading, pleasure reading, which does take a non-fictional research direction very often, but also includes novels and mysteries and fun treats like that. So those are some of the main areas that I'm always looking at professional growth that's connected to what I want to bring to the world, what I want to contribute, as well as what I need to receive in return to sustain me in that work. Looking at creativity and fun and adventure, looking at personal and romantic relationship, family and friends, and also spirit, inspiration, and so forth. This year in 2020, my overall vision looked like this and did include, again, keeping focused on my essence, purpose, mission, and vision, as well as my annual theme, which was to be brave, or der Mut in German. And yes, I had to be very brave this year in order to continue to learn a new language and practice that, which takes me way out of my comfort zone, to continue to learn to teach in German, to really up my game when it comes to learning to teach online. What's funny is it was an intention. This is something I wanted to do to help me be flexible and mobile, since I have a life in 2 countries now. I have family and friends in the US, but now I'm located in Germany. And so I want to be able to not be tied to just one location with my work. So I wanted to increase teaching online, but I had no idea the incentive or the necessity that I would have to do that. So, wow, really saw a lot of goals or a lot of growing in that area. And I was focusing on dance, teaching, yoga, coaching, choreography, writing, starting out with my podcast and YouTube channel, growing a business, learning marketing, renewing my work visa here was very important. A lot of financial goals, which I won't dig in too specifically, but on this video, but I will in my personal life, because these are definitely some of the goals that maybe I didn't quite hit at all, what I intended to this year. Things changed radically and we're fine, but things did not go exactly or according to plan, I think, for any of us this year. So we'll be revisiting all of that in the coming year. And also always a focus on relationship, love and connection, celebration, reading, music, staying health, spirituality. And I put a little thing here, which was also prescient. It says satisfaction and fulfillment live in the present moment. And that's what I've decided is going to be my guiding theme or my stand for this year, is satisfaction, fulfillment, abundance. In German, that's Reichtum. So that sense of the gratitude and richness that I have in my life. That's where I want to come from. Of course, there are other things I want to achieve and to learn and to attain. But as I go after those, I'm going to stay really grounded in a sense of all of the resources that I have around me to support all of that. And I'll be putting all of this into a bullet journal format this year. But I like to keep sort of a holiday and seasonal log as well to help remember, not so good at this, but that's a goal, to help remember birthdays and important events, as well as holidays and seasonal themes, certain things that themed months that come around each year, like the National Novel Writing Month in November, National Poetry Month in April, Black History Month, Earth Day, Women's Day, all kinds of things like that that I like to observe. So I'm really excited to make this year's version of this sheet in a bullet journal. So I was going to show you a sneak preview. If you want to see a video of how I actually am making this and what the spreads end up looking like, I'd be happy to share that with you. Let me know. But for today, I just wanted to show, because I love stationery and notebooks, and some of the people around me realize that. So this beautiful Venezia notebook that my girlfriend's mother and sister got me when they were visiting Venice is going to be my bullet journal. So I've started to just make a plan for that here. I will have my purpose and vision and mission right on the front page to keep me really present to that throughout the year. Then there will be an index coming on the second page. And then we'll have, I did a little brainstorm of my goals and projects. It's still pretty messy, but that's what a brainstorm is for. And I'll be translating that a little bit more pretty and tidy into the notebook. And then I do have a month by month at a glance as well, where we'll have those seasonal themes, holidays, birthdays, themed months, goals for specific months, and all of that. And then we'll break it down into monthly, weekly plans and tracking. So stay tuned for that one. And I plan to separate that out from notes on specific classes that I'm teaching this year. So we have two smaller notebooks, and this one, Let's Travel the World, was given to me on my birthday in June by a fellow American expat in Cologne, Carrie. And so that will be a nice place to house. Look, I've got my essence all ready to go in there. This is an old copy, but I thought I would put that in there again to stay really present to that. And I'll have an index, but we'll have specific notes on dance, yoga, and coaching that I'm doing presently choreography that I'm working on, specific steps and techniques and combinations to help me remember those things week to week in the classes that I'm teaching. Some of the specific skills, habits, and accomplishments that I'm seeking in 2021 are to write and publish a book, to achieve the B1 level in my German language classes, to obtain my German driver's license, to renew my US passport. In a longer term, next few years, I'd like to buy another motorcycle just for fun to be able to travel around Europe. I really, as soon as it's possible, would like to be able to travel internationally again and have some fun adventures that way. And I want to positively impact as many students and clients as I can. So in the coming time, I'm happy to share with you some more about my specific metrics as far as how I would want to make that happen. Work towards financial freedom and abundance, meditation. I'm really excited to pursue some personal research into yoga, pranayama, mudras, chakras, and that kind of thing. Continue to study adaptive yoga and dance education, always, always, as well as fun, festivity, and celebration. And I'll be present to all of this through my tracking and record keeping in my bullet journal. I stand for your greatness and want to support you in any way I can. So let me know down in the comments below what your mission and vision are. What is your stand or theme for the coming year? And what sorts of projects are you up to? Thanks so much for joining me for this look at my big picture mission and vision, as well as specific goals and themes for 2021. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and visit my website at ablythecoach.com. That's ABLYTHECOACH.com.